From the SNC World Headquarters in New York, I'm Haley Bianco, and here are the stories we're following at this hour. Officials say a man has carried out a string of stabbings across Manhattan, killing at least 2 people and critically wounding a third. The 51-year-old suspect is in police custody. Police say the suspect was found with blood on his clothes and 2 kitchen knives. In a major reversal of U.S. policy, President Joe Biden has authorized Ukraine to use American-made long-range weapons to strike at targets deep inside Russia. Megumi Lim joins us now in Kyiv.
Permission to use U.S.-supplied long-range ATACMS missiles have long been on Kyiv's wish list, but Biden has been hesitating for fear of escalation until now. These missiles have a range of 190 miles, which Ukraine says will be useful in destroying Russian air bases and military supply lines. According to media reports, Washington's decision comes as Russia is preparing to launch a major counteroffensive together with about 10,000 North Korean troops in its Kursk region, where Ukrainian forces control some territory. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has not confirmed receiving this permission to strike, but said in his nightly video address on Sunday that, quote, "The rockets will speak for themselves." Russian lawmakers have accused Biden of risking World War III.
Firefighters in New York say a voluntary evacuation helped them protect nearly 200 homes from a wildfire near the New Jersey border, as officials in much of the Northeast continue taking on hundreds of brush fires in tinder-dry and windy conditions. Communities in New England are dealing with a similar surge in late fall fires, and California is making progress fighting a fire in Ventura County. U.S. Airlines Spirit has filed for bankruptcy after a series of financial struggles. Mitch McCann reports.
It's reported that Spirit Airlines hasn't posted an annual profit since 2019 and has faced a series of challenges, including difficulties with the post-COVID recovery, engine issues, and a judge blocking its merger with another U.S. airline. Spirit has now filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in New York, and it hopes that as a result of the filing and negotiations with creditors, it will position the company for, quote, long-term success and accelerate investments. CNN reports that in recent weeks, Spirit has stated it is engaged in productive negotiations to restructure its debt, which is due in 2025 and 2026. Spirit is known for very low airfares, and the aviation analytics firm Cirium reports that Spirit's average round-trip economy fares are 61% lower than the US average.
Nearly 2 months after Hurricane Helene destroyed much of North Carolina's water system, more than 100,000 residents in western North Carolina are finally allowed to drink and bathe with water from their home faucets. Today, tests of the water were all clear and a boil water notice was lifted. The U.S. and Philippine defense chiefs signed an agreement today on sharing classified military information and technology as the longtime treaty allies strengthen ties in a bid to counter Chinese influence in the region. The Philippines have expressed confidence the alliance will remain strong under incoming U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Laura Westbrook reports.
The deal was signed by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and his Philippine counterpart Gilberto Teodoro in Manila. The Philippine Defense Department said the pact would allow the Philippines access to higher capabilities and big-ticket items from the United States. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., with the backing of the U.S., is pushing back against Beijing's territorial claims over most of the South China Sea. And this agreement is another sign of the deepening security arrangement between the two countries. In Hong Kong, Laura Westbrook for Salem News Channel.
Boeing has delivered layoff notices to more than 400 members of its professional aerospace labor union. The pink slips went out last week to members of the Society of Professional Engineering Employees in Aerospace. The workers will remain on the payroll through mid-January. Boeing announced in October that it planned to cut 10% of its workforce, about 17,000 jobs, in the coming months. Boeing is based in Arlington, Virginia, and has been in financial and regulatory trouble since a panel blew off an Alaska Airlines plane in January. Meanwhile, U.S. Airlines Spirit has filed for bankruptcy after a series of financial struggles. But the low-cost carrier plans to continue operations and is hopeful of emerging in a stronger position in the years to come. Consumers are being warned to throw out bagged organic carrots from Grimway Farms over risk of exposure to E. coli. At least 1 person has died and dozens of people have been infected in about 20 states from the outbreak. Now, let's check out today's closing bell numbers. that's your money. In New York, I'm Bianco, Salem News Channel.